potential problem.
Yeah, I'm just looking for my baby's mama.
Look at this. And she's all,
Okay, you know what? You try blasting water up your asshole for 3 years straight. 3 years straight.
The most useless waste of time podcast ever created. No intelligent person needs waste their time.
You have Coppola, Scorsese, and then you have fucking Neil Breen.
Nobody's gonna holler at my microphone. Everybody there! It's funny!
You're listening to the Potential Problems Podcast. Fuck you, pay me. Hashtag just leave it in. Just leave it in.
Nice. This is Led Zeppelin, everybody. Rock and Roll by Led Zeppelin. Classic jam, right, Alan?
Yep.
Potential Problems Podcast, 7:15 on your evening drive as you head through Albuquerque. Try not to hit that homeless person.
Okay, yeah.
Potential Problems, playing you home with all the hits like Led Zeppelin. Right here, get the lead out.
Dude, it's fun when radio shows just like throw it to the traffic copter that they didn't have.
Oh, yeah, and they're all... We're here in the traffic copter. And they're like, that. What is Michael Winslow in there?
Who's licking the microphone?
Why does your copter sound like Michael Winslow, sir? By the way, when's the last time you saw... and sometimes we cover fine cinema here, Potential Problems Podcast. John Cuellar,
Allen Clark.
Thanks for joining us. Getting back to business, back to the nitty. We talk about classic cinema here, and I just forgot about the movie. Forgot the movie I was going to bring up.
Well, I assumed it was going to be one of the classic Police Academy movies.
Oh, I'm glad you said. When's the last time you saw Police Academy? Any of the, of course, the first one's the most brilliant, right?
I don't know. Whichever one they gave Bobcat Goldthwait more screen time was the best. I think that was either 2 or 3, because at that point that character had like a whole gang running with him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, he was real torn up about his Mickey Mouse watch getting wet.
Oh, yes, right. He couldn't stand it.
Yeah.
Well, my favorite part of Police Academy 1 is when Steve Guttenberg, who I believe is German or Dutch or something. Excuse me, frog in my throat. Steve Guttenberg, he has a tank top on almost, because it was back in the 80s when guys could wear like those, midriff.
A midriff?
Yeah, that's what it was. And it said "one in the oven," and it pointed down toward his crotch. And that was pretty fucking cool. As a kid, I was like, I want that shirt.
Yeah. I heard during those L.A. Palisades fires, Steve Guttenberg was out there moving people's cars that had been abandoned on the road so that the fire trucks could get through.
Moving them to a dealership so he could get some cash, some quick cash.
Gotta pay Uncle Sam.
Yeah. What have you seen? Well, we were just talking about Police Academy, which I recently rewatched. I believe it's Police Academy 1, where the end climax. Now, writing a script for a movie that's supposed to be a comedy, because Police Academy, like the first one at least, is like an actual comedy, right?
Yeah.
But they have this big climactic scene at the end that's a riot. And that in itself, like the whole riot scene is kind of funny, because nowadays when I look at movies, I always envision that day of production. And I always envision, how did they get that shot? Like, so obviously they have all these actors, background people, and they're like, okay, guys, we need you to run towards these cops and just be really animated. And there's a bunch of guys going, ah,
But be silent, because they have dialogue to say.
Exactly. So
yeah.
So I always find it's cool to think about what direction they got for that kind of stuff. So they try and end this comedy movie with a climactic, dramatic, finish, which to pull that off in a comedy where everything through the first part of the movie is comedy that's tough to do. I think the only like serious part really is when they cover racism, maybe when one of the commanders calls, you remember that lady with the tiny voice?
Yeah.
He calls her stupid, dumb nincompoop, was what the TV edit said. 'Cause when I was a kid, I loved Police Academy. That was the reason I wanted to be a policeman, because I thought it was exactly like Police Academy. I was like,
so you could beat up your friends and take their drugs.
Yeah, well, I saw Eddie Murphy Raw, and I saw Police Academy, and I was like, well, they're both kind of comedic. You could either be a funny policeman or you could be Eddie Murphy, But those were the two things I was watching back then. Oh, no, that's Popeye. I was trying to think of... But, oh, yeah, and in this movie you have Kim Cattrall. Look, there's Kim Cattrall.
Oh,
right
yeah,
there.
she shows her bush in other movies, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wait,
And-
she's a Sex and the City lady, right?
Yes.
Okay.
This is Too Tall Jones, I believe.
Yeah.
And there's a scene where the bad guy, this guy, Commandant... No, God, I forget his name. But he's the bad guy, and he says, "You stupid, dumb nincompoop." But he does not say those exact words.
Yeah.
This throws Too Tall Jones into a rage, and I believe he like picks him up or turns him upside down in the car or something. But then he gets fired, and he's working in a flower shop. And that's like really the most serious part they have until that dramatic climax right there, I think.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, at the end of the movie, they solve all future crimes so that no one ever has to deal with the police again.
Future
right?
crime.
Yeah.
That's right.
And then that leads right into Police Academy 2, 3, and 4, 5, because obviously it didn't work.
What about Citizens on Patrol?
That's I think that one
That's
was
the
my
one
favorite.
with Jays Moores, right? Jays Moores is in that one.
Yeah, Citizens on Patrol. And then, they just go around mugging people.
Yeah, that is pretty awesome. And then to bring it back to the Bob, to the cat, to the goat weight. It seemed like they're like, well, we can't get Sam Kinison. Maybe we can get another guy who screams in his act. And Bobcat Goldthwait, he's an interesting stand-up career arc because he was at like the height of his popularity. He was like in Police Academy. I remember on HBO or Showtime, he had some specials. He was like one of the big guys in the 80s. And then he said that he couldn't do the voice. He didn't want to do the voice anymore because, of course, he doesn't talk like that. It's and he said that he didn't want to do it anymore. So I always thought that aspect of it was really funny. And, of course, this was like when it was the height of 80s hair metal and, oh, my God, rock is evil, bro. Right?
Yeah.
Sounds like a dolphin sometimes.
Exactly. Yeah, no, this character resonated heavily with me when I was a child. Yeah.
Did you try and do like an impression of him, or
no? I never even tried. But yeah, the way my dad always explained it, he's like, "That guy's just crazy." Man, this is the one thing to call him.
Your dad wasn't like, "That guy's on Queer Street."
Surprisingly, no.
I like the part in, I think it's Police Academy 2. Where the one where they go to the zoo, like they're holding them in the zoo, they kidnap the cops, and they're like, where are we? And he's like, we're at the old zoo, where they'll never find you. He's like, oh, the old zoo, not the new zoo, because he's wearing that wire. He's like, the old zoo.
Yeah. So they have that big dramatic racist moment in that movie, in the first one.
Yes, and that's so interesting that they would put that in a movie. I mean, it was in the 1980s, and
those moments throw you off in a comedy.
Yeah, definitely.
You're having a good time, and then you just feel like, whoa, I got dizzy.
Yeah, and you're like, what was the point of that?
Yeah.
Like, I get it. They're meshing. We're trying to take on this heavy moment, but I don't know. I always thought it was so bizarre. It's almost as bizarre as if you go to a benefit against hate, and the guy's screaming "White Power." What's going on there? I mean, hey, What's the best Pantera album ever, would you say?
Vulgar Display of Authority? Is that what that one's called?
The one with Cowboys from Hell?
Yeah.
What's the one with Planet Caravan? Caravan.
Planet Caravan.
Planet Caravan. That's a great cover, by the way. Which is better, Black Sabbath, Black Sabbath, or Pantera cover of what's that song?
Planet Caravan.
Planet Caravan. Yeah, I just said it. Why couldn't I think of it?
I don't know. I can't. I'm not certain which album it was on.
Anyway. Dimebag Darrell, who died, was that last year?
Yeah.
Some crazed fan walked up to him and shot him like 20 times with
in
a
the middle
Tommy
of a
gun.
sick-ass riff.
Dude, he was literally playing, and this dude walked up and shot him, right?
Yeah.
Fucking A, dude.
So this clip was back in 2016, a little bit old at this point.
Oh, so a couple
almost
days
10
ago.
years old. Holy crap. Dude, we've been doing this show for almost, what is this, the 11th year now?
I think so.
Yeah, so this is... we should have covered this like when it happened.
Well...
but we're just getting to it now.
Wait, I mean, hey, how many times have we talked about Pantera?
Pantera?
About Pantera. Right?
A couple times here and there in passing, I guess.
But I guess I never knew about this, so...
Yeah, so this was at Dime Fest 2016. And Phil Anselmo's sitting there going all fucking heavy white power on him. Like, be pulling a full-on Elon Musk.
And they're trying to drag him off, right? Is it
yeah,
just
yeah,
me,
that's
or they're
definitely...
like, come on, bro.
And he gets so aggressive with the scream, too.
Yeah, like, go back to the beginning where this guy's like... You could tell he's like about to say some shit, and this guy's like, no, come on, bro, the show's over. We're done playing.
Phil, you're too drunk already. We gave you 17 beers tonight. Yeah, he already kind of took his mic away.
This guy in the background may not be down with white power. This guy in the back who looks ethnic.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm strange looking enough to where people will be like, oh, maybe he's Greek. And they wouldn't be like automatically think I'm Hispanic, would they, Alan? Or they'd be like, oh, maybe he's just strange looking white dude.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And I'd be like, yeah, white power. Sure.
No.
Oh, and then I'd give it the black fist. That might give it away. White power, guys. So then he was like all balls out, dude. He was gung ho. He was like, white power. And if you've never seen the power of Phil Anselmo's throat,
Dude, he basically pulled a Gandalf, you shall not pass,
dude,
with that shit.
he's a throat goat. Phil Anselmo is a throat goat. He must have to coat his throat if he's gonna sing like that. But he's a throat goat because if you've ever, and I saw Pantera back in it was in 1995, and they came to the Albuquerque Convention Center. That's the one downtown, right off of Gold or First.
Yeah.
And man, that dude. There was a couple times where he didn't have his microphone up to his mouth, and you could still hear that dude in that big fucking room, dude.
Yeah,
pretty amazing.
His band Down, they opened up for Metallica when they came through here back in like 2008 or 2009, whenever that was.
Yeah, that last time.
Yeah, and it was I thought he was I thought the name of the band was a reflection of his energy because it was pretty slow during the whole thing, just kind of like, I miss Dimebag.
No.
Yeah.
So it was right after.
Well, I don't know.
It was like the next day.
Well, no, because Dimebag died in like 1999, right? He missed Y2K just barely. That guy was trying to get the news to him, and he didn't listen.
Dude, Dimebag died in like 2006 or 2007. Bet.
Okay. Okay. 19. No, that can't be right. 1966. Yeah, 2004. Okay.
Yeah, God rest his soul. It was only 20 years ago.
Damn, dude. He was waiting for the next episode of Arrested Development when this happened.
He was like, "Oh man, that movie Old School that came out last year was so good."
I really hope to see Vince Vaughn's new Wedding Crashers.
Oh, he couldn't wait. And so anyway, you have Phil Anselmo screaming "White Power," and this at the end of the concert, and they were looking to get him off stage before he said anything. And then later on,
to what I said, because you should have taken offense to what I said, and I am so sorry.
That was Phil Anselmo
Sounds like
issuing
a bullfrog talking.
an apology for racist remarks and actions he made after a performance at Dime Bash, a metal star-studded concert honoring the memory of his bandmate in Pan.
You want those reactions to those people?
oh look, yeah, I'm just
honoring
kind
the
of
memory of
trying
his
to watch. See?
bandmate in Pantera, Dimebag Darrell, who was brutally murdered on stage over a decade ago.
He was just really trying to get all the money he could from every demographic to Dimebag's family.
Yeah. So he well, that was a salute he gave, right? Was that a salute he did?
Anyone
Like
who knows me and my true nature knows that I don't believe in any of that. I don't want to be part of any group.
What happened to his neck?
I'm an individual.
Was that from the surgeries?
It must have been.
Damn.
Dude, how I don't like sitting there saying that you know that's not me, but he's saying,
Yeah, right.
And my true nature knows that I don't believe in any of that. I don't want to be part of any group. I'm an individual, and I hope
I'm an individual who hates minorities by myself on my own.
I like individuals like me. Yeah.
Uh,
So he's gotten over it, right?
Yeah, and now we have what the fuck is Elon? What is he exactly? He's just some dude. He's like Trump's boyfriend, right? That's what he is.
I guess so.
Does he have an
mean,
official position yet, other than sucking Trump's dick? Does he have like
the Doge thing?
what is that?
It's Department of Government Efficiency.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
he does fucking nothing but go to rallies. It's like this is really efficient to go to rallies.
He's got to play Diablo, dude. He's
Oh,
got
yeah.
other things to do.
Was he on X or something at the inauguration? There was a shit ton of those videos going around, right?
Was he using his app?
Where he was like on Molly, Molly and X. You didn't see any of that?
I might have. Yeah, I guess I recall.
And
Those ceremonies can get long and boring.
almost as coked up as Donald Trump Jr. was back. Do you remember that one? Wasn't that after the last inauguration? He was all coked up,
I think so.
and then like
Appeared to be.
you knew he was coked up because some guy punched him in the face, and he was like, "No!" And he started shaking his finger and raising his hand to his ear.
Doing laps around the ring.
Didn't you love how Hulk Hogan was getting booed and he was still doing the ear thing? He was, oh, let me see. Oh, maybe not.
Well, that was
Let me
him
try this
actively
side.
trying to hear what was happening. His ears aren't so good.
No, they're not. They must not be good. Well, he's probably got him cauliflowered because he's such a genuine wrestler. That's what I think.
Yeah, you're probably right about that.
Let's see here. We have some good stuff. Let's see. Squidward trapped in the closet. Let's get not that one necessary. Let's. Oh, MMA.
Oh, is this like MMMMMMMF?
Close. Let's take a look. So we covered armored MMA.
Yeah, and we've covered stone faces in the Trigon.
Oh yeah, Stone Fit where Eugene is the reigning champion. Eugene, the reigning champion. Oh shit! I was looking for where is that?
Which one?
Come on out, you rapist!
I don't know that Eugene's ever done that, but I was just going to use it. But yeah, so then you have that. And there's all kinds of different fightings now. And then you had the big guy taking on the two small guys, right? We saw that. Didn't we watch that?
Yeah, and then there's those radioactive fight leagues that are way out of like the middle of nowhere Russia, where these dudes have like all this plastic surgery and bad genetics. I'll send a couple videos once they start coming across my feed again.
Okay.
But yeah, there's like this group of dudes out in like the middle of Russia, and their faces are all weird looking, and they just like train kind of sort of MMA out there, and they kind of fight each other, and it's mostly just a bunch of weird like them kind of sliding up and dancing on floors.
Really? So all kinds of different, because once you get into a type of combat, you're going to have offshoots of that. And so this latest one that I came across, it's I think we've seen something similar.
Oh, dude, I wish they'd do this in the fucking Trigon.
Right, the Trigon. Oh, dude, that would be magic. So it's a 5-on-5 fight between Team UK and Team Brazil. This is probably a recent thing. It would be great if it was like slow fighting, like the slow wrestling, right? You remember that?
Yeah.
Let's see here. Oh no, this is real action.
Oh, this is TFC.
Keep the rules and protect yourself all the time.
All the time.
Referees?
TFC. Well, the next one's going to be GFC, Gangbang Fighting Championship.
At the end of the round, we raise our hand. Very nice.
5-on-5. Oh, shit. Dude, that's so insane, right? I love this shit already. I'm like, that's fucking nuts, dude.
That would give me so much anxiety to be a part of. Like, you have to constantly be looking all the way around.
That guy got took out. Go back a little bit. That guy just got took out right away, dude.
This guy who's getting the ground and pound. He's trying to kick out of it. He's getting punched.
I don't think he tried very hard.
Oh, yeah, that's done for.
Oh, no.
Meanwhile, other people are fucking...
So you can gang up on him. Dude, oh, fuck, that's horrible.
Dude, Street Fight rules. I'll hold him, you get up in there and punch his ribs.
Here's what I would do, Alan.
Lay into him undefended.
I would let them hold me, and then at the last minute, when he's going to throw a haymaker, I just slip out of the guy's grip, and he punches the guy that's holding me.
That's good, dude.
Classic escape and reverse.
That's such a badass move.
And so one guy gets eliminated, and then this other unlucky individual starts getting his ass beat by two guys.
Those are liver shots.
Dude, I know, right? Oh, fuck.
Just take turns punching him. Okay, meanwhile, there's two other scuffles that are now stepping into each other.
Oh, no, the red team has like 4 guys. Look, there's only one dude that's fighting against like 4 dudes. Oh, shit.
Now, these two are tied up right here on the ground, so there's still...
1, 2, 3. Okay, these 2 guys. So 1 on 3 then, I guess. Oh, shit. I'd take on 3 guys.
Bonnie Blue would, too.
Damn.
It's funny that there's not really like a big audience. Like, obviously this isn't a huge sanctioned promoted event, but it's enough.
People would watch it, right?
I think so. But
I would watch this.
The liability. You have to have so many fighters that you already can't pay them anything because they just don't.
Well, and you just blew your wad. All your fighters are you threw 10 fighters in there, dude, and you're like, that's the event.
They're gonna fight for 3 hours.
Oh shit.
Maybe the real trick with something like this is you do 30-second rounds, right? And you just do like 40 rounds.
40 to 30-second rounds?
Yeah.
Okay.
However long that is. Be like the old days of boxing where you have it in the middle of the day.
They went 100 rounds. Yeah. But their rounds are like 20 minutes each. And they started boxing at 6 a.m. They finished 2 days later.
They look forward to a glass of water after this.
That's just insane too, because like as a competitor, once you like it gets to like 3-on-1. You're like, what the fuck am I doing here, bro?
Yeah, this is.
I run around and kick him in the ass while you're grappling him? What do you want me to do?
The odds are really stacked against this person here.
Yeah.
I might as well take advantage of that kick.
What I would do is I would go down like this so that it makes it look like I'm like holding a ball, and then I'd rise up and throw those guys off, and they go flying like 10 feet in the air, right?
Yeah,
Isn't that the classic move?
like all those agents in the Matrix, and they're stacked on Neo.
Right? Yeah, dude.
He just
There's gotta
explodes
be-
them into the air.
Just do it. That's what I would do. That would be like my finishing move, and they'd all just go, "Oh, we're all fucked up, bro."
And you're like, and that's round 1. Really, it's just stunt on him with that.
Oh, I would watch that. Would I pay per view it? Maybe if there was famous people. But I think you have to do. Oh shit! It's like 4 dudes on one. Oh fuck!
It's so unfair, dude. How terrifying would that be if you just open your eyes after being hit and you just see people multiply? You're like, oh no, this is definitely not going my way. How bad would you feel if you were the first person to get knocked out too?
Oh yeah, right.
Ugh.
Well, that first guy took one punch and it was like, oh, I'm good. Maybe get some aging stars in there so that, it's not all focus on them, and they're going to do some grappling and some fighting. Maybe throw, who's the guy who gets knocked out when you breathe on him? Chuck Liddell. Throw Chuck Liddell in there.
Yeah.
I watched
Tito Ortiz is kind of joining that list too.
Dude, I watched when's the last time you watched a Chuck Liddell career video? Has it been a while?
Yeah, probably 5 years.
He's has to be the GOAT, right? Wouldn't you say he was in that era where maybe not the best fighter? That's probably John Jones.
Yeah.
But in terms of what he meant to the sport at the time,
yeah,
he was the GOAT of that time, right? He was indestructible.
He was huge for promoting it, yeah.
Until he got knocked out that one time, dude, and that was the end of it all, right?
Yeah, and that was also that era where they were just allowing people who were knocked out to participate in the post-fight interview.
Oh yeah,
just
right.
All dazed.
And
what happened? What do you think happened out there? My game plan. I guess I just didn't. They're just trying to keep it together,
and they're concussed, probably.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, the career thing I watched on him, I was like, man, what a career! And then to have such a long reign, and then just such a steep decline, which happens to a lot of fucking champions, dude. Tyson Fury retired. What did you think of that?
Yeah, that's right. Did he?
Yeah, he did retire. Are you sad?
Well, he retired after a big win, right?
No.
No.
He lost a decision to Usyk recently.
He definitely should have retired after that last fight where he won. You got to finish on top.
Oh, yeah. He fought Ngannou, and that kind of exposed him a little bit.
Yeah.
He just didn't have the drive, it seemed, after... They weren't the same fighters after the fight they had with between him and Deontay Wilder. It seemed like it really, sometimes you see that happen where a fighter's getting up there and they have that fight that kind of pushes them over the edge. I guess you could say, what fight was that for Chuck Liddell? Do you remember who the first guy to really clean his clock was?
No, I don't.
There's another cool show that I've been watching called Dark Side of the Cage. You know how Vice has their dark side of comedy, dark side of porn, dark side of dark side. And
I'm waiting for Dark Side of OnlyFans. They have to be working on something.
And so the newest one is Dark Side of the Cage. Have you seen any of that? That's some really good shit.
I don't think so, but I would definitely watch it.
They had, oh gosh, who was the most recent guy? This guy who walked out into the desert and died of exposure. You remember that guy? He was maybe he was a middleweight champion a couple of times before he lost to Tito Ortiz. He's one of Tito Ortiz's victories or losers too.
Oh.
But this was back in the 2000s and the late 98s.
Randy Couture, was that the fight that Chuck Liddell's reputation got messed?
That's the one where it really kind of... I think if you're going to point to a fight where a fighter wasn't the same after that, probably that one.
Yeah.
His run-ins with Randy Couture, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I would think so, because a lot of these so it goes loss to Randy Couture, win over Alistair Overeem, loss over Quentin Jackson, and then a series of 7 wins, including Tito Ortiz.
And then
So then it's loss, win, loss.
who was that first big loss after Tito Ortiz?
Quentin Jackson.
Yeah.
And then Keith Jardine.
Oh.
Yeah.
And man, I think what I really love now is looking back on the history of MMA. Like 10 years ago, you could do that, but it didn't have the same weight. And now, I've never been the hugest UFC fan, the biggest UFC fan. But I have to admit, as it gets longer in the tooth, as you look at the history and you look at how the sport's evolved, you're like, man, it's so cool to look back at those past champions and just be like, how different. It's like when I watch the NBA now versus when I'll throw on a game that like from the 1980s, it's so fucking different. Just the type of just the playing style. And I think that difference is pretty awesome. Like what you see, the progression in that sport is cool, but then also in MMA, there's been so much progression too. So I think that's one of the coolest parts about it.
Yeah.
You ever watch old fights or, dude? You can't beat those fucking. What were the ones, the pride fighting, right? Where they try and push the dudes back in the ring.
Yeah.
That was the best, dude. You can't beat that shit.
Yeah, I also, I like watching some of those big classic heavyweight boxing fights, Rumble in the Jungle, or Thrilla in Manila.
Have you seen When We Were Kings or My Name is
Earl?
Ali?
Love it.
Oh, have you seen Jason Lee lately? He looks like Jason Lee's grandpa.
Oh, no.
That time's a bitch.
But I do like watching some of those old Clash fights. Like I sent you that one where it was the American kickboxer Rick Rufus against some Muay Thai fighter. But the rules were American kickboxing, where you could also do leg kicks. But the Muay Thai fighter couldn't do elbows, couldn't do knees, couldn't clinch. You basically couldn't do half of the things that are in Muay Thai.
Oh, wow.
So this guy just kept spamming leg kicks and taking this guy's legs out the whole fight, and everyone was all pissed about it afterwards. But they're like, what do you expect? That's like the one move from his arsenal that actually could do anything in this skill set or rule set.
And that was probably before people came out with the kick check, right? Where you could make their their leg turn into a piece of turn into a turnip.
Yeah, because this dude kept instinctually trying to swoop his arm down and catch the kicks, which you're not gonna. You're swinging a baseball bat with that type of a kick.
Yeah.
Like it's not gonna. Your arm is just gonna bruise.
Yeah, but if you have like a big hard bone going against that point of contact
repeatedly,
and all that weight or that force gets transferred into that contact point, dude.
Yeah.
Whack.
Yeah. Yeah, I've definitely clashed knee against shin from time to time in sparring, and it's never good. Or elbow to knee, that'll happen where you try to throw a knee and someone throws an elbow and you just clash the bones together. Oh, dude, that always hurts. You're just like, oh. Yeah, you're limping for the next like 2 minutes of the round or however long is left.
When We Were Kings on Netflix.
Yeah.
And My Name is Muhammad Ali, or My Name is Ali, or What's My Name? But that's the one on Max, and both of those are definitely. It's so crazy too, because on the one on Max, you see in Rumble in the Jungle, he's excuse me, the Thrilla in Manila.
Oh.
He's like 33 and he talks good and he's still quick and but you can tell a little bit of it's creeping in. And then by the time you see him interview at 37, you're like, oh, dude, I can tell. But he's still fighting for another 2 years, dude.
Yeah.
It's just something to, especially in retrospect, of course. Anyway, that MMA looks like it would be pretty intriguing.
Yeah, if there was like a local event that was doing something like that, I would probably go check it out just for the spectacle.
Oh yeah, do you think your mom would call and try and stop it? If like you're like, I'm going to this event, there's gonna be lots of dudes there, lots of excitement, lots of sweat. It's gonna be some perspiration and some pushing. And then your mom calls and was like, "You better get home. You better not go to that gangbang." Is it? What's the story on that? So this kid. Was he,
so
like
one
19?
of the participants in that, so we covered that story last week where this OnlyFans girl, Bonnie Blue, had a 1,057
She needed the money.
1,057 person sexes in a day.
Yeah,
however
sexes.
you want to determine that record.
I think I remember talking about this, and we never got down to the bottom of whether or not it's like just one guy comes in, because this would be so fucking lame if you just come in and then, well, not come in because that would be messy, but if you just like, they're like, okay, you're the next guy in line, and so you walk up to the bed and she's like, just put it in one time, take it out, and then the next guy.
Well,
I
yeah,
have a
because
feeling
there's not
it's
going to be a
something
lot
like
of
that.
time. So one quote I read said that after hour 4, they had to do things differently because if it kept going at that pace, it was going to be a problem.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess after 4
Just like
hours, she's like, we got to speed this
Put
up.
one dick in, take it out, and the next one's up.
And 2 at a time. Come on. Yes.
You got a friend here? Are you here with 2 other guys? Come on, no way.
Let's get all the thin dicks in me right now.
Who has a pencil dick here? Any pencil dicks? Step right up.
Treat me like a pencil cup. Let's fill this thing.
Do you think there was guys with small dicks there? Like
For
some
sure.
guys showed
there
up.
Had to be. There had to be. They just barely make contact. And like, ugh.
Well, that would be good to be a 2-pump chump at that point, right? Just like, oh.
Yeah, one of the comments that was left on the video that we put up earlier this week was alluding to like, how could that work? Each person would only get like 60 seconds. So I was like, you need more than 60
Obviously
seconds?
disappointed they were not involved. They're like, come on.
I want at least 3 minutes.
She's pretty hot, but man, after I used to go to this girl's house who dated other guys, and I was cool with that. That was fine. It wasn't exclusive. But sometimes I would lay down and I would smell sweat in her bed, and I'm like, is that yours? Not that she was unclean or her bed spread was.
but
I just
something
have
smelled
a
unfamiliar.
strong fucking smell of sense, dude.
Yeah.
Smell of sense.
That's deep. That's going on the new intro.
Yoda, I am. Talk while I good.
Yeah, so during this event where this woman had sex with over 1,057 men, apparently, this is breaking news, hit the explosion, there was supposed to be 1,058 men in this orgy.
And I told them I couldn't make it. They're like, you're the last guy.
Yeah, so I guess one guy's mom showed up in the middle of this event and dragged her son out of this event and threatened to call the police.
Saw a bunch of dudes with their dicks out and was like, oh my God, we gotta leave.
Well, the video I saw, it's like this big, everybody's in this like big ass house chatting, you know, because
Are they naked?
nobody's going to be sitting. No, they're all clothed. Like, this is the downstairs waiting area.
Oh, yeah.
And the mom just walks in among this sea of men who are just horny as fuck.
They look at her all.
Yeah, and then she starts talking about like, get my son here. He's not supposed to be here. I'm gonna call the police. I'll bring I'm serious about the police. You don't know how serious I am. No. And that's so this is kind of, and then the son comes down and leaves.
Well, where's did they have the video up? Where's the video?
Oh yeah, we got the video. Not of the upstairs. We got the downstairs video.
So
Put on your coat and shoes and come. Call the police, you know.
He's coming. He's lost his coat.
He's lost his coat.
Where have you lost his coat?
He's lost his coat. Oh no, it's already starting. Get him out of there. He's only a couple layers away. That's so crazy to just stroll and be like, no, my son who is an adult cannot be here.
Oh yeah.
You lost his coat. Where's your coat?
Where's your coat? Coat.
Find your coat.
Find it. So this was a British event.
Maybe. Isn't it?
Isn't it? I don't care.
Joseph, where's your coat?
Where is that coat, sir?
Yeah, look, he was already getting
Jeez, that
stripped
guy's
down.
all big. He's like fucking looks like a 30-year-old.
He's an adult, dude.
Yeah, Jesus.
Being a full-grown adult. This is because more and more millennials and Gen Z, this is probably a Gen Zer, have to live at their parents' house, at their flat, once they're out of school, once they're out of university.
I believe it. In this economy?
In this economy. And she's like, no, we can't risk you having 1,058th the chance of impregnating this girl. I won't raise that baby.
Yeah, why would she stop? I guess she's concerned about his emotional well-being, maybe?
Yeah, emotional well-being, probably his overall health. I mean, he's already probably had to go through the screening process. Everybody's safe, more or less.
Yeah.
I mean, how safe can it be when you mix together 1,000...
epithelial cells? Are they wearing condoms? They have to be wearing condoms.
So is this your rule?
Well, this is my rule if I'm going to a bang gang with over 10 guys.
Under 10 you can keep it bareback.
Yeah, I mean, come on, I'm no fucking prude.
You can't know all these men's personal lives and know that it's safe.
They have to have used condoms. There's no way this chick would have 1,000 raw dicks in her. One time, Jada Stevens was talking about cream pie videos, and she was all, that's so gross to let all kinds of people be coming in your pussy.
So what was her solution?
I think she does anal cream pies.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I haven't caught up with her in a while. We still follow each other on X, despite all the turmoil and tumult on X.
Yeah.
One thing has endured. Mine and Jada Stevens' relationship on that platform.
I'm happy to hear that.
I know.
Joseph, where's your coat?
Downstairs. Bye, Joseph.
Bye, Joseph.
Where's his Jimmy coat?
Bye, Joseph. I was hoping to see you prick later. Hoping to see you cock.
Oh, dude, he went home and just jacked off so hard. Or do you think he was in such a bad mood? He was like, I'm not even horny anymore.
Yeah, so a 19-year-old was escorted out of a queue by his mother during an OnlyFans creator Bonnie Blue's controversial event where she claimed to have set a world record by sleeping with 1,057 men in 12 hours.
Videos of the incident have sparked discussions across social media about what a cunt she is.
No, it's what a cunt she has. Don't be silly.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, it means something different in England, so.
Sure does. Yeah. The mother was seen arriving at the venue, visibly concerned as the men lined up to participate in the event.
Do you think that there is a negative emotional impact, or there's some sort of aspect of negative emotional impact for the men? I mean, we obviously know this poor girl. She got 1,000 dicks in her. There's got to be a little bit of an issue there. But the guys that do this, is there any repercussion, like any emotional repercussions for a young, impressionable, nerd young man whose mom won't let him come?
Yeah, right. What if this was his plan to lose his virginity?
Do you think?
He's like, I don't have to pay for it. Is it technically?
Do you think there are some guys there who just couldn't get hard?
There had to be. There had to be.
Look at us, two men over 30s going, there had to be a guy who couldn't get hard. There's someone there that couldn't get hard. How inconceivable would that be? Like 10 years, well, 20 years ago for me and 10 years ago for you, but like, oh no, guys don't get, no, we're always hard, bro.
Well, according to that video, we know who became soft. Everybody down there.
Shit.
Yeah, you would think also for one of these events, like, all right, everybody pop a blue.
Well, she had a great quote. You know, some people have a great quote that, you know, carries them through history. You know, Churchill had, this is not the beginning of the end, but perhaps it is the end of the beginning. You know?
Sure.
Ask not what your country can do for you, but who you can bang in your country. I think we remember JFK, whose files are about to be released on how many women he banged.
Yeah.
And now you have Bonnie Blue, who says, over 1,000 men in a day, thank you to all the barely legal, barely breathing, and the husbands. So,
to quote another writer, I guess in these people's world ends not with a gangbang, but with a whimper.
In response to a question about her physical condition after the event, Blue said, I don't need a wheelchair. I'm fine. She described the experience as a heavy day in the bedroom and added, if I had continued at the same pace as the first 3 to 4 hours, I would have struggled. I guess those guys were probably... Wait, does that mean like she was just banging all kind there? She was like, just come right away.
I don't know what that means.
I know, right?
I'm assuming it means that she was like, all right, you guys have to be ready to go by the time you get here.
Yeah.
Because we can't waste all this time with you going soft on me.
Yeah, and some guy just all banging against the door and shit. Oh, come on. Just like, go to the back of the line. You get sent to the back of the line more than once, and they're like, maybe you don't need to be here, buddy.
Yeah.
Public reaction. The announcement of a record attempt drew a mix of reactions. Some expressed admiration. Admiration. Well, you would fucking admire taking 1,000 dicks. Admiration.
No, John, this is an achiever we're talking about. This is somebody who goes out and gets it.
I guess staying focused on a goal.
Yeah, yeah.
While others voiced concern or disapproval. Blue addressed these varied responses, stating that she felt fine and had managed the event well. 1,000 times?
Okay.
Is there a problem?
That's pretty good. Okay.
I think like throughout the show, just...
But we did see that there was this apparently another chick who's like 1,057. I can do 2,000, and she's trying to get plans to, I guess, beat she's gonna beat the record.
It sounds so different when it's all backed up on top.
Okay. That's so much cum.
Dude, that's not even 1,000, bro. Oh boy,
pulling your fucking kid out of a gangbang. That's crazy.
I told you about like the Russian gangbang I saw where like three guys and one dude came and the pussy and guys were out. Rah! It was like, he said something in Russian and everybody was like, whatever.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as those ones where it's just like their body part hanging outside of a cutout from like it's just a woman's legs.
Some milking table.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
I don't like that kind of stuff, Alan.
No.
That stuff is weird. Wow. That was what, like 1,000 guys? We still had some stuff on the document. We're talking about Drop the Vape in Gramps. Squidward in the Closet. Oh yeah, that was a good one. I saw that. Gratuitous. Goose Wayne.
Yeah, that's who is Goose Wayne? There's a mystery going on. Who is Goose Wayne?
You know who Goose Wayne is. Oh, wrong one.
You sure about that?
Let's see here. Who is Goose Wayne? I love the reveal in this video of who Goose Wayne is. Everybody's been talking about him. First of all, go back to those gentlemen. Look how fucking dour they are. She's sweet, though. She's awesome.
No, I'm trying to go back to those gentlemen.
For him to go. So I've asked these gentlemen to join us today.
Look at these. This looks like Matthew Perry. But alive, and this other guy just... Why does he have a frown? This guy has a fucking frown on his face.
Yeah,
Look
what's
at
with
that.
his puss? He just heard that his kid was pulled out of a gangbang.
I don't think so. Okay, so who's Goose Wayne?
Because I've made arrangements for him to go there and get an evaluation and see where he is and see if he can learn something about himself.
So these people are concerned about a family member?
Definitely.
Oh.
Goose Wayne. He thinks he's a superhero.
He looks like a panda.
He does look like a panda.
He looks like a sad panda.
Do you remember a couple of years back there was like that, it's almost like a beautiful sad story, that developmentally disabled guy who like was being a superhero around the neighborhood?
Yeah.
I know we talked about him, right?
Yeah.
Like, this was like 10 years ago, right?
Yeah.
I wonder what that dude's up to. I just wonder how his life turned out and
how the crime solving is going, crime fighting.
Yeah, he was doing it in like a really dangerous area like Philadelphia or some shit. And I was just like, no. Or like
I was worried. I was worried when they started to give real cases to Bat Kid. Like he's in treatment 5 hours a fucking week. What do you expect him to do all this?
He doesn't have the energy.
So this is Goose Wayne.
Goose Wayne.
Confusion, a delusion, or whatever, and if so, can it be worked out? And he may go there and say, nope, I've examined it, and I am completely comfortable with who and where I am, and that's just what I'm going to do in my life, and then you'll know. And so my question is, are you willing to go and be evaluated and take a look at this?
We would have to work scheduling.
Oh, he doesn't even have like a Batman-y voice.
No, it's just his regular voice. He's not a great Batman.
What is he supposed to do? Is he a crime fighter?
Well, he says he is.
So he's just out there. Stop what you're doing.
I haven't watched the other videos, but apparently he's a thing on Dr. Phil, and they've had him back to check in on him. This is just something like that I stumbled across. And go back just a second, just like a few seconds ago. Well, maybe like before they show him, because I loved that reveal. They're like you said, they're concerned about
whatever, and if so, can it be worked out? And he may go there and say, no,
I think it's actually back right here.
It, and it's for him to go there and get an evaluation and see where he is and see if he can learn something about himself to determine whether this is a
poor guy.
Just a panda. He's a sad panda. Sad panda.
I feel bad for this guy now. I'm like, well, what if he just likes to dress in underoos and run around the neighborhood and be like, I'm Batman? It's like, how harmless can that be, you know? You don't like that?
Well, so wouldn't he be, if he's Goose Wayne, wouldn't he be Goose Man? So he's just running around grabbing asses. Yeah.
Well, I think there was another Batman that people tried to persecute. You know who I'm talking about? Zimmerman. Dude, I was listening to the Opie and Anthony's where that was around that time, and Anthony has a bit of a problem with that whole issue.
Really?
I'm like, dude, this doesn't even affect you, but you're so passionate about it.
So you skimmed across it. Like, does he kind of explain what he does?
Go to the end. We'll find out. I'm sure it's all resolved.
Starting to think that it is related.
My theory is hiding, right? And escaping into fantasy, and that certainly fits with that theory.
I currently have all wedding plans on hold.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten my dress yet. We haven't even gotten engagement pictures or anything done.
Oh no, they've threatened his family because she can't do anything, dude.
I know.
She's terrified.
She's afraid that they're going to hurt her to get to him.
There must be some citywide corruption that runs deep.
Must be Albuquerque.
Because I can't move forward.
We can do the engagement pictures.
Crowd is like, no.
That never sounds like it sounds like he's begrudgingly agreeing to do that. Like, you want to do them, we can do them. Just what do I have to do to get you to stop asking?
She's how in the world did he score this lady?
He's just he must have stopped a robbery in progress, and she was a damsel in distress.
Or maybe they met before. Let's see how it comes out in the wash. Come on, Dr. Phil. You
can't
can do
move forward.
We can do the engagement pictures.
Well, that's nice of him. That's good.
But I'm gonna wear the eye
Robin has
makeup.
A little sign by her computer that says, "If you hesitate, don't pick me."
Right. I'm not hesitating at all. I don't think that she really has that big of an issue with me being Goose Swain.
This guy's all.
It's clearly interfering with their relationship, but
Dude, maybe these guys fuck. This guy looks like the sensitive one, and this guy's like I'm the bad cop, or the bottom.
He's a leather daddy.
Do you support him going and being evaluated and finding out what's going on with him here?
I mean, I do and I don't. I really don't think that he's sick. I think this is him trying to be a bum.
Her jaw dropped. Did you see that lady's jaw drop?
I have to do all the grocery shopping while he sits in the car because he can't come in like that. When he needs beer, I go get his beer. Whenever he needs anything,
Superheroes don't drink beer, do they? Have you ever seen Batman pop open a cold one and be like, "Oh, the city, robbing the city. Let's have a few beers and see what happens."
I don't recall saying that.
Me neither.
What?
I get a lot of my own beer too.
Well, there you go. There you go.
I'm sure the citizens buy him plenty of beer as well.
I think so.
Some celebratory drinks. All right.
Do you have a story or a question for me?
I do. It was so crazy to see him on Joe Rogan talking about Chinese nationals buying land in America. I was like, that's this fucking guy.
What was his prescription for it?
He didn't think it was good.
Oh.
He didn't think
that was his prognosis?
That Chinese nationals should buy land in America because it could be used nefariously. That's a whole issue, too.
All right. I won't sell them any.
Don't. What time are we at?
We got a little more time.
Let's see here. Kid Rock. He's always making an ass of himself, but I think everybody's okay with it. He apologized after machine gunning Dylan Mulvaney. Right? Didn't he do that? He
shot the picture.
Dylan Mulvaney. Oh no, it was the Coors cans, right?
Bud Light cans.
The Bud Light cans. See, I got it right.
Yeah. Coors' new plan was to, when the cans get cold, the mountains get hard.
Oh,
yeah.
The mountains shoot.
The mountains start pre-coming. They just start leaking.
You see that water leaking from the tip of the Rockies? That means the beer is ready to drink. So Kid Rock. Yeah, Kid Rock. My name is Kid Rock. Whatever. Do you like that, or do you like the Ba with the Ba? Holy shit.
That is Ba with the Ba.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, do you like that part, or the part where he says what Ba with the Ba? Which part do you like better?
In the methadone clinic. I like that part. Anything talking about a methadone clinic, it's so descriptive. It paints this picture. I want to be there.
So this was this an interview regarding Trump? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
For his inauguration.
Yeah, they're gonna
his swearing in.
Swoop him in.
I mean, I can't see you right now, so I don't know what you look like.
Well, I look like I'm ready to hit the slopes, I can tell you. I'm in full-on ski gear here with my hat, gloves, the whole thing, ready to rock, because you got to be wrapped up against the elements, don't you?
I love to go skiing. I love to go skiing. You sound sexy. You want to go with me?
Well, we won't get into that right here. So we're doing no skiing today. We've got a day of broadcasting to do. But Kid Rock, thank you so much for joining us here on BBC News. Enjoy your day.
God bless.
I'm sure some chicks would fuck Kid Rock, right? He still gets action.
He
has to.
They'd pound him to dust.
So he just gets shot down. I mean, hey, did he even know what she looked like? That would be great if, she ended up not being his type. And she showed up and he still had to. He's such a gentleman. I'm sure he would still treat her like a lady.
I think she just thought that he was asking if she wanted to do some cocaine.
Oh, yeah, huh?
You want to go? You sound sexy. You want to go skiing off my butt? At this point in life, he's probably like having to do cocaine everywhere if he's doing it. Like, you can't just do it on a regular surface anymore. Like, it has to be butts are standard.
Oh, yeah, right? Well, and I like how his
grit hat.
His grit hat. It's like, this is what you'll have if I sleep in your bed the next day. This is what will be there. Just a bunch of grit. I mean, at least he's shooting a shot, right?
Yeah. He's like, hey, do you mind if I leave some of my golden hair in your bed?
Does it, dude? I think the hairline's not that strong these days. Otherwise, he'd be showing it off, right?
Yeah, I would think so. He also is looking damn skinny, dude.
Well,
he's looking old. He's looking a little middle-aged rock.
I know that as an older man, since I still have hair, I love to have my hair showing. I don't put a hat on. I don't put a hoodie on.
Even down there?
Like, look, even down there.
You don't put a hoodie on it?
Especially not at a gangbang. Just go bareback.
You use a pick to really give it some volume.
Yeah, right. I don't know, Kid Rock, do you think he's still famous, right? When was his last album? Was his last album where he was like, hey, I know, how can I ruin 2 songs at once?
Yeah, I think that might have been.
And we were smoking funny things, and we were saying funny things. And you're like, how did you ruin 2 songs at once, dude? You're like, I'll take 2 songs, plagiarize both of them, and make it a worse song.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, kid.
He's like, DJs do this all the time. Watch this. Little Joe or whatever his name was died. I got to do this on my own now.
Joe.
No, the little dude he had on
the little
stage.
Guy.
Yeah.
What happened? He had like
Joe
some kidney
C.
thing, right? Some kidney thing.
Yeah, he ate too many kidney beans and he got sick.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Kid Rock, I mean, his last album was what, 10 years ago?
Yeah, something like that. I mean, at this point, Kid Rock is probably more so known as like a personality to goof on culturally, right?
Yeah.
It feels like it's kind of become that point where people now give respect to Vanilla Ice and goof on Kid Rock.
Oh, how crazy is that, right?
Yeah.
Have you seen that Jim Carrey Vanilla Ice sketch from back in the day? Where it's Jim Carrey impersonating Vanilla Ice?
No.
And it's all white, baby. Dun, 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 dun. That's pretty good. He's pretty good. Anyway, that was classic Jim Carrey, man. The comedy's just fresh out of the comedy store, Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
Gratuitous. Let's look at Gratuitous. You were talking about how now, when you like things on the gram, people can see what you like. So all my foot queens that I follow and I like, and them spreading their toes and wearing nylons and stuff, that's going to be...
That's all public domain now.
Yeah, so I'm just going to try and like as many as this next girl's videos as I can. Because we've been covering her on the show. I would like to say, without getting too deep, that she is the next Jada Stevens on the level of, popularity, even beyond that, because TikTok wasn't around when Jada was first starting out. Yeah. So, and neither was OnlyFans. And now, with Jamie Liz Benitez Smith. Whoa, she's married? I think she did marry that guy, right? Would you be able to handle it if your wife pursued OnlyFans and people lusted after her and, jacked off to her videos and stuff?
If the money was good enough, I mean...
You wouldn't have a problem with that.
Probably not.
She, yeah, she's got a lot of. Whenever we're
all looking for ways to get ahead in life.
Cuellar Talker. Yeah. Who's that? Grizzly Mac Brink?
Well, let's see.
Or people you know?
No, that's her own. That's her other account.
Oh yeah. But she is, and You know what's crazy is there's a Twitter account where they post a lot of her OnlyFans stuff, and I think it's like they're
Twitter's
like,
out there just leaking people's content.
I think they do that every once in a while, yeah. But she's not stomping on cars anymore. Now, look, she's dressed as Spider-Woman.
Oh, she's doing acting?
Now, she says that this is her twin. But I don't think this is her twin. I think this is someone that's not genetically related to her. What do you think, Alan?
No, John, what you're missing is they were both bitten by the same radioactive spider.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
These look cool, but they seem so uncomfortable, right? Just to have a very high thigh cut there.
Yeah, and it's probably like a real tight material, like as the seam. Like it probably doesn't stretch a whole lot so that it has like strength to it.
I like, let's see here.
You're rolling through some comments.
Flickerapugug Blue. Well, he's verified. Why do you think that his name is so odd? Do you think that's to hide who he really is?
Probably.
Does she have a boyfriend? Oh yeah, shoot your shot, bro. Just like Kid Rock.
What could happen?
What is it? What do those replies say though? I want to say it when it says like, does she have a boyfriend? Scroll up.
Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah, there we go. View replies. Right here. Yeah, I don't think with her is a good idea. You got to find the right girl that loves you. Oh, that's some good advice by Lincoln _Bustin. Lincoln _Bustinut says, yeah, I don't think with her is a good idea. You got to find the right girl that loves you. Jesse Barlow Topo says, Vin Diesel, LOL. They've been hanging out a lot. I don't think so. That one guy, come tell her she can have DJ. Let's have her, get her to upgrade. Okay. Jamie Liz Benitez Smith. I'm saying she's married. Is what I'm saying.
Certainly seems to be. Sorry, that was me.
There are videos of her before she had her implants. You know what? I mean, I don't care one way or the other about implants. If a girl wants to have them, that's cool. The thumbnails. I love the way the thumbnails are just like, yeah.
Right, but as you kind of touched on earlier, that if people don't know, there's a feature on Instagram that seems relatively new, where if you go to the Reels tab, it'll show like a series of your friends' pictures up at the top right with hearts. Mm-hmm. If you click on that, it'll show you everything your friends are liking. Mm-hmm. It doesn't show you specific friends. It'll just give you a feed of the different friends on Instagram.
Yeah.
But you'll get to see who's hiding what. So secrets are out there, people.
Be on the lookout. Jamie Liz, yeah, you're a fan, right? Not as much these days.
She's cute.
But her teeth are way like she'd look at my teeth and she'd be like, "Your teeth are not up to par, sir. If you're gonna get with me, you have to have teeth as white as me."
Well, I'd have to be so worried about having like 17 car windshields on standby because she's going to be fucking running all over them and cracking them.
And she's like not going to bang 1,000 guys. She's going to smash 1,000 car windshields.
Yeah, just as destructive. Look, here's the era of jumping on car windshields.
Oh, yeah, right?
Oh. That's not that was creative.
That was pretty creative.
Yeah, I thought she was going to break it.
I wonder if she took those down.
Oh, just hanging with Dana White.
Yeah.
For some weird reason. What Illuminati stuff is she into, dude? Okay.
Yeah. What about... Oh, here we go. Just what we were looking for.
It seems like, do you want this in your life? It doesn't make sense to me.
Imagine her doing that on my Frontier. She's all smashing my windshield and dancing to my Frontier with my two-wheel drive. I'd be like, don't you want to leave your 20-year-old, your man in his 20s who's 6 foot tall for this nice piece of meat right here in Albuquerque?
So can I borrow your grandma's car?
Well, why do you think she's? Well, she must have. I'm sure they just pop that window right out.
I mean, yeah,
Pop,
you know,
pop, pop.
on the other side, tell me it wouldn't be fun to make videos where you just smash your car windshield.
Yeah.
Tell me that wouldn't be fun.
I hate everything about you, says Ilkriku. What do the replies say? I bet you there's some clapback on those replies. There's some cat crying. Is that he's a pussy crying? Hate button. Boys, if we all stopped paying for girls' OnlyFans, they'd be out of a job, back to traditional women we all want.
Dude, what is the deal where Instagram just hates women? Right? They'll sit there and follow all these, like this new feature on Instagram is showing me all these likes and comments are showing up from people that I follow on things. But some of them, not all of them, have very very women are whores, right? Fucking mentalities behind them.
Yeah. So I mean, hey, I'm having a hard time saying yes to that. I'd be like, that would be an exciting life, you know?
Go on vacation a lot because of the content creation. They always want to see titties and sand and new places, exotic locations.
Yeah, let's see that.
Oh no!
What? That's awesome.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Well, that was a fun episode.
That was a fun episode, man. Man, I felt we just kept going.
Yeah.
Man. We just had a bunch of stuff to chat about. Jamie Liz. That's right. You're going to have to fight it out with a lady from Albuquerque. Fight it out over old John Cuellar. Who's the other lady that I'm going to marry?
Sarah Ryan?
Oh, yeah. They're going to have to duke it out, yo.
It's going to be, that'll be like the MMA. This will be FFFFFMA.
Yeah. I might even take off my superhero makeup for the engagement pictures.
Don't be surprised if Goose Wayne shows up because of all the violence.
That's what I'm going to do. I just start grabbing asses everywhere. I'm Goose Wayne. Hey, Potential Problems Podcast. My name is John. I have a gig on the 15th. Somewhere at a brewery. I will give you the deets on that. Still waiting to hear on the 7th and the 8th. Maybe that'll pan out. But whatever happens, we'll see on the next episode. Alan, what you got cooking?
No gardening content really, because there's some cleanup that has to happen at this yard before I can start doing anything like that.
Yeah.
No, that's just what I'm having to do at work.
I saw a video because I always wondered why people hate on Brandon Schaub so much. And I saw his special, like a video that picked apart his special. And it was pretty horrible. Like, it was just really hack. And there were a couple jokes that they roasted him for that I felt were like, it's okay. It's not too bad. But, I could see why, he quit comedy after, it's just, you shouldn't put yourself out there when you don't have, like, the level of talent, right?
Yeah, definitely
You're just going to get murdered.
Yeah.
So I saw that video, and it was pretty interesting because it was just, it was not a very good special. And then this guy he had his next video where he talked about how he went to see Brandon Schaub live, and it was not a good idea. But in that video, he talked about how this guy came out and did a horrible set that, like, he didn't understand comedy. That guy was Harlan Williams, who I think is one of the best fucking comics ever,
funny.
Dude.
Yeah.
And he totally fucking blew Joe Rogan away when he was on his podcast that last time. Just like, he's like, hey, this is the difference between someone who thinks they're a comic and has these thoughts where they tell these stories. And it's kind of poignant. It's more like philosophy talk. And this is someone who's just fucking silly and doesn't give a shit about the format, the consequences, or whatever, But anyway, after he said that, I was like, oh, God, maybe Brandon Schaub isn't that horrible. But anyway, we'll see you guys in the next episode. Thank you, everybody, for listening. We really appreciate you. Alan?
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.